ARMY have been left emotional and increasingly worried after speculation began circulating online that Jimin and Jungkook, the two BTS members at the center of the beloved Jikook dynamic, could potentially be absent from an upcoming BTS concert in Toronto. What started as fan discussions quickly spread across social media, with many fans expressing concern that seeing the group perform without the pair would be an especially emotional moment. The rumors appear to have gained attention after fans began closely examining recent updates, schedules, and appearances involving the BTS members. Some fans believe there may be clues suggesting that Jimin and Jungkook could have different plans surrounding the Toronto stop, while others argue that there is simply not enough reliable information to reach that conclusion. For many ARMY, the possibility has become difficult to ignore because Jimin and Jungkook have long been among the most closely watched members during BTS performances. Their interactions, shared choreography, playful moments, and on-stage chemistry frequently become major talking points among fans. As a result, even a small change in their appearances can quickly trigger intense speculation online. Social media has since filled with emotional reactions, with some fans saying they would be heartbroken if both Jimin and Jungkook were unable to take part in the Toronto concert. Others have urged ARMY not to panic, pointing out that online theories can spread much faster than official information, and that scheduling changes do not necessarily mean that a member will miss an entire concert. Another possible explanation is that the speculation could simply come from incomplete information, temporary scheduling differences, rehearsals, or changes in promotional activities. Fans have previously seen how photographs, short clips, and unofficial reports can create misleading impressions when viewed without the full context. At this time, there is no confirmed information establishing that Jimin and Jungkook will both be absent from BTS's Toronto concert. Until BTS, Big Hit Music, or an official concert announcement provides clarification, claims about Jimin and Jungkook missing the show should be treated as speculation rather than fact. So, are Jimin and Jungkook really preparing to miss the Toronto stop? Or has another wave of fan speculation simply taken social media by storm? For now, ARMY may have to wait for an official update. But one thing is already clear. The possibility has left many fans anxiously watching for the next announcement. ARMY were left emotional and deeply worried as speculation began spreading online that Jimin and Jungkook could potentially be absent from an upcoming BTS concert in Toronto. Within a short time, social media discussions became filled with anxious messages, emotional reactions, and fans admitting that the thought of seeing the group perform without both members was difficult to imagine. For many fans, the rumor was not just another concert theory. It immediately created fear that something unexpected could happen before the Toronto stop. The emotional reaction grew as fans began searching through recent updates for anything that might explain where Jimin and Jungkook could be. Some ARMY started comparing recent photos, videos, schedules, and official content, hoping to find even the smallest indication about the members' plans. The more fans searched, however, the more questions seemed to appear, turning an ordinary update into something many were watching extremely closely. Then came what some fans described as a missing clue. Attention focused on a recent piece of BTS-related content in which one of the members was not prominently visible, leading fans to wonder whether the absence could somehow be connected to preparations for Toronto. Screenshots and discussions quickly began circulating, with fans attempting to connect the detail to the upcoming concert. But importantly, the missing appearance itself does not confirm that Jimin or Jungkook will miss the Toronto show. Still, that small detail was enough to reignite speculation. Fans began asking whether there could be behind-the-scenes scheduling changes, rehearsals, filming commitments, or another reason that certain members might appear less frequently in recent updates. Others urged ARMY to remain calm, warning that a member simply not appearing in a particular piece of content does not automatically mean they are absent from an upcoming performance. Now, attention is increasingly turning toward Toronto as fans wait for clearer information. Could the missing detail be nothing more than a coincidence? Or is it an early clue that something unexpected is happening behind the scenes? Until an official announcement confirms otherwise, Jimin and Jungkook's reported absence remains unverified. Speculation, but for anxious ARMY, the waiting itself may be the most emotional part of the story. Toronto has suddenly become one of the biggest topics among ARMY as speculation about Jimin and Jungkook continues to circulate online. Fans who were previously focused on the excitement surrounding the BTS concert are now turning their attention toward the possibility that the lineup could look different when the group takes the stage. Every new update connected to Toronto is being examined closely, with fans wondering whether there could be an unexpected change. The uncertainty has created a wave of discussion across social media. Some ARMY are questioning whether Jimin and Jungkook will both be present for the full performance, while others believe the rumors may have been exaggerated from incomplete information. The lack of clear confirmation has only made the situation more intense, as fans continue trying to separate genuine information from theories spreading online. For fans who have been waiting to see BTS in Toronto, the possibility of an altered lineup feels especially emotional. Many ARMY have expressed that they simply hope Jimin and Jungkook will both be able to stand on the stage together. Their reactions have ranged from nervous anticipation to sadness, with some fans saying in essence, "Please let them both be there," as they wait for a clearer answer. Others have emphasized how different the atmosphere could feel if either member or both were missing. Fans have described the thought as heartbreaking, suggesting that Toronto would not feel quite the same without Jimin and Jungkook contributing their familiar energy, interactions, and performances. These emotional responses demonstrate just how strongly fans connect certain members with the overall concert experience. Yet despite the growing emotions, there is still an important distinction between fan speculation and confirmed information. The discussion surrounding Toronto does not currently establish that Jimin and Jungkook will actually miss the concert until an official source provides confirmation. ARMY are left waiting, watching every update, and wondering whether Toronto will ultimately deliver the lineup they have been hoping to see. One of the biggest reasons the possibility of Jimin and Jungkook missing the Toronto concert feels so emotional for many ARMY is the chemistry fans have come to associate with their performances. Their interactions on stage, synchronized choreography, playful gestures, and spontaneous reactions often become some of the most discussed moments after a BTS show. Because of that, the thought of seeing the Toronto performance without both members naturally feels significant to fans who look forward to those moments. Jimin and Jungkook have also shared countless memorable performance moments throughout BTS's career, from perfectly synchronized choreography to unexpected interactions that happen between songs. Sometimes it is not even a planned moment that captures fans' attention, but a quick glance, a smile, a playful gesture, or an improvised reaction. These unpredictable moments are part of what makes a live BTS performance feel special, which is why fans are particularly sensitive to any suggestion that either member could be missing. However, there may be another explanation behind the speculation. A member appearing less frequently in a particular update does not necessarily mean they are preparing to skip a concert. Rehearsal schedules can differ, filming can happen separately, and promotional or behind the scenes content may be edited in ways that leave certain members out of individual clips. Even lighting, camera angles, and short video cuts can make it appear as though someone was absent when they were simply outside the frame. Another possibility is that fans may be connecting separate pieces of information that were never intended to be related. A schedule change, an isolated photograph, or an incomplete update can quickly become the foundation for a larger theory once it begins circulating online. As more fans share the same interpretation, the theory can appear increasingly convincing even though the original evidence remains limited. For that reason, the Toronto situation remains a mystery rather than a confirmed absence. The Jikook speculation has certainly captured ARMY's attention, but there is still room for a much simpler explanation behind the details fans have noticed. until official information confirms otherwise. The possibility of Jimin and Jungkook missing the Toronto concert should be treated as unverified speculation, not a confirmed change to the BTS lineup. The silence surrounding the speculation has only made ARMY more nervous. As discussions about Jimin and Jungkook potentially missing the Toronto concert continue to spread, fans are waiting for something, anything that could clarify the situation. With no official confirmation addressing the rumors, every new update is being watched carefully, while the uncertainty continues to fuel even more questions across social media. As the Toronto concert draws closer, the tension is beginning to feel like a countdown. Fans are wondering whether Jimin and Jungkook will appear in the next official updates, arrive at the venue with the rest of BTS, or ultimately step onto the Toronto stage as expected. For some ARMY, the moment the members are finally seen at the venue could provide the answer they have been waiting for. Until then, theories continue to compete with one another. Some fans remain convinced that the recent clues could point toward a change, while others believe there is simply not enough evidence to support the idea that either member will be absent. The lack of information means that even the smallest photo, video, schedule update, or backstage appearance could suddenly become the focus of intense fan discussion. And perhaps that is what makes the situation so dramatic. Nobody knows how this story will end. If Jimin and Jungkook suddenly appear together in Toronto, the current rumors could disappear in an instant. But if something unexpected happens before the concert, fans may look back at the details being discussed now and wonder whether they were early hints of a larger development. So will Jimin and Jungkook really be missing from Toronto? Or could the silence be hiding a completely different surprise for ARMY? There is currently no official confirmation that Jimin and Jungkook will miss the Toronto concert, so fans should treat the circulating claims as speculation. For now, the only thing ARMY can do is wait for reliable information and watch closely as the countdown to Toronto continues.